Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you are connecting with on a romantic level, what it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So some of you may have been in a relationship. This could have been in the past. It could also be a current relationship. For others of you, this could be a situationship. And for a small portion of you, this could be a connection. You've met somebody and you know there's a whole lot of energy. There's a lot of chemistry, but no one's really speaking up. For those of you who are new, my method of reading is just slightly different. I do have the ability of channeling through my higher intuitive self to get the answers that I need. I do not channel through any spirit guides. I never have. I have certain reasons for that. At the end of this reading, I do channel Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel to provide you with some advice based on what comes up today. All right, we have here crossroads followed by beliefs, awakening, sensuality, laughter, boundaries, wisdom, mystery, and under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme, we have here opening. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. Please keep in mind that this could also be yourself, because the feelings here are very mutual. We have here my past life card, mystery. So when this card comes up, we're often mirroring the other person. Their energy is around us because we can't stop thinking about them. And also sometimes with this card, all the time, rather, we have a spiritual connection. But what I meant to say is sometimes that spiritual connection is so intense that we end up exchanging energy. And so some of you may actually feel that these cards are meant for you, but it could also be that this is what they are going through right now as well. That is what the intention is, what your person of interest is feeling and thinking. But simply because of the intensity of these cards with the past life card, it could also be that you may be also feeling these as well. All right. My dear Scorpio, right now I am at a crossroads. There's a choice that needs to be made, a path I need to follow, a decision that I need to make, and I'm unable to make it. It's difficult for me. I know that I should be making a move. However, to you, it seems as if I'm not doing anything at all, and I understand why. Everything that I'm doing is just really, really slow and almost as if it's blocked. I also feel that in this connection, one of the reasons why I have this difference that exists between yourself and I, it is because of the beliefs. You and I were born and brought up in a very different way. And sometimes it's hard to see things from your perspective. But now I realize that my way is not the only way. My way might not be the right way. And yes, my traditions, my customs, my background, everything about me, it is different from yours, but I'm starting to see things in a different light. I have come to this awakening moment where I can see things from your perspective now. Everything seems to be clear. I'm also seeing things from your lens, putting myself into your shoes and knowing that what I've been doing has been quite selfish. I didn't do it deliberately. It's just the way my mindset is. It's just the way that I think. And yes, I have also realized that you are one of the most sensual beings I have ever come across. You are very gorgeous. And it is difficult for me to not think about you in this way. You are alluring, tantalizing, gorgeous. You tease me just by being there. I want to be with you intimately. But it's difficult because I'm not there. There are boundaries. And yes, in you I have found a friend. You know what makes me happy. You know what makes me tick. You know the things that I like. You are like a confidant to me. And I feel very close to you. For me, you are that ray of sunshine on that cloudy day. But there are blockages. There are boundaries. And some of this is because of the doubt, because of the problems that I've been going through. I find it difficult to open up to you. I find it difficult to voice my opinion. And therefore, instead of having open and honest communication, the easiest thing for me to do, and this is what I've done, I've taken a step back and I have just put up my boundaries. These boundaries allow me they allow me not to become emotionally vulnerable and weak in the knees. I'm able to keep a distance from you. And when I keep my distance, a part of me feels confident. A part of me feels relieved. Because there is anxiety associated to this. And now I have seen that there is a sense of wisdom. This wisdom that has come through. I feel that I've learned quite a few things in this connection. But I've come to the realization that I've grown wise only after I've kept that distance. The gap between the both of us, the time period that we have missed, I have learned from my mistakes. The problem here is, even though I feel as if I'm wiser, as if I'm older, as if I've learned a lesson, the problem is you will never know because there are boundaries in this connection. You will never be able to see that side of me that has actually grown up. And I do all of this because I've come to the realization, an awakening moment, a spiritual awakening. I've come to the realization that this is a spiritually based romantic connection. There's something about this connection, no matter where I go, no matter what I do, something happens and I always end up thinking about you. But on a soul level, on a spiritual level, it's like I'm spiritually bound to you. It's hard for me to put my finger on it, but sometimes I feel as if I've known you from before, somewhere. I feel so comfortable with you, I can talk to you and not fear that anybody's going to judge me. I question the universe, I question the heavens, asking Why is it that you have been placed and put into my life? Why now? Why not before? Why not long ago? Or why not far into the future? I have these questions, and they have been raised in my mind and my heart. But I also know that I feel comfortable just knowing that you're there. I feel that somehow I've known you from before. There's this familiar feeling. And not only that, but I feel that sometimes when I'm alone and I'm thinking of you, I can smell your scent. When I'm alone, I can feel your presence even though you're not in the room. And in my dreams, everything seems very real. And that is you. This is the impact you have on me. Sometimes I feel as if I can see things through you and feel your feelings. And I want to open up to you now. Too much has happened. I want to be that person who can connect with you and talk to you about anything openly. There are certain things that I've hidden deep down, and I never truly shared this information with you. I bottled it up, I kept it inside, never really shared. But now I'm realizing that there's certain things that I've hidden deep down in my heart, and it is important for me to talk, to move forward, to finally have a proper conversation about the things that I never told you that I should have, the things that I never did that I should have done. These secrets that I've hidden, I am afraid that they may go against what you believe. But nonetheless, I do want to open up to you and talk to you about what I feel and the things that I've hidden. At some point in time, when the boundaries are gone, I will be able to make that choice of the crossroads. Either I go to you or I move on. For now, it's a stalemate. I just don't know what to do. I wish I did. But it seems that there are a few things that I still need to learn. And then I can make a proper decision. All right, Scorpio. Interesting. It's a very intense connection. Somebody here, it became so intense. And somebody here has taken a step back. It is very hurtful. What I'm seeing here with the mystery card, this is my past life card for some of you who are new. This is a spiritual connection. The both of you could possibly be twin flames, soulmates, karmic partners, maybe even more, but this is the most intense sort of connection that I've seen when I do my past life readings. For those of you that feel you are obsessing over this person, and this is even you, Crosswatcher, if you feel that you're obsessing, if you feel that you're unable to let go, then I would recommend that you have a look at my website and have a look at the package that I have. That's the past life package, past life reading. There, at the very least, I go into the history of the both of you on a spiritual level, what you are, who you are, and how that affects you today in this specific connection that you have. So it's good for me to go to the root of the problem and see what happened back then. It doesn't have to be back then. It could be a future life reading. Ooh, sorry guys, I have had a little bit of an issue with a situation I learned about asthma. So I do have mild asthma. I think something's going on with the Maybe the environment is changing. So please don't mind. I know I don't sound like my normal self, but I wanted to get these out. Please don't mind me clearing my throat because it's difficult for me to also pause constantly. All right. Just make sure that your headphones are a little farther away, okay? All right. I have here the Lover's Path Tarot. So with the Lover's Path Tarot, what I like to look at is I go a little bit into the past, your past. And this is to see what may have happened in the first place in this connection where things were going great, but then all of a sudden it just kind of went downhill. What happened? Why did your person of interest maybe ghost you? Why did they start to fade? Why is the communication less? Why did you, sorry guys, why did you not get the closure that you deserved? So because of this, sometimes we wonder maybe it's our fault, right? But oftentimes I've seen it's not our fault. Sometimes it's just the type of person that you are with. They have issues going on in their life. And for that reason, it definitely does affect us. But it's not a you problem. It's a them problem. Here I see something going on very similar to that sort of a mindset. So this is a little bit in the past. I do read these in the reverse. And also the first set of cards you just saw, those are the current, or rather that is the current status of your person of interest, what they're feeling and what they're thinking right now. So let's have a look at Triumph. I can tell you one thing about Triumph, which I've noticed when I do my readings, before I even start the actual interpretation of it, which is the reverse. For me, Triumph also means that your person of interest knows that they have you. It may sound not so nice the way I say it, but it's like someone has you wrapped around their finger, right? Somebody has wrapped you around, but you're also in their back pocket. Whenever they need you, they will contact you. This might be a problem with some of you that when you contact this person, you never really get a response. But if they want to contact you, they just expect you to, be there for them, right? And this is very complicated because this happens when you give yourself to a person, sometimes they know how vulnerable you are and they take advantage of that. Now, this is not going to apply to everybody, but this card also talks about that. Triumph. This person feels triumphant. Yes, I got the Scorpio. I got Scorpio. And I can do whatever I want. I can behave in whichever way I want, and still Scorpio will always come to me. This is very pig-headed, I'm sorry to say, but it is something that some people out there, they do feel, and they do take advantage of someone's good nature and even the love that they have for the other person. Some people do this. They manipulate others. Here, with the Triumph card, here in the reverse, it talks about the fear of expansion, feeling pessimistic. Even if they were uncertain how the future may have manifested, it talks about moving into a more hopeful period. So the fear of expansion, triumph over difficulties, not really feeling supported by the universe, and not a happy closure to the phase of life that they were looking forward to. Here, the fear of expansion, why does that happen? It usually happens because we don't know what we're getting into, right? We feel as if we may be tied down to someone. This is kind of what this person was feeling. There was a fear of expansion. Anything that is the unknown is scary. And this person did not know where they're headed, how it's going to work out, and therefore they kind of kept that distance. Now, this talks about your person of interest here has a way of thought where they felt that there was blocked power. So they had power, but it was being blocked. That's what they felt. Feeling under the spell of another. So they literally felt that they were so overwhelmed and enchanted that they felt that somebody had done a spell on them regarding this specific connection. However, there was also here this person manipulating or using others. So even though they felt that they may have been under the spell of another, they were still trying to manipulate the other person too. A need to control the situation from behind the scenes. This is what your person was doing. They were controlling the situation behind the scenes. Even though there was a fear of expansion, they still wanted to show as if they're the one in charge. Secrecy, they were being very secretive. Trickster behavior, which also creates distrust. So, this is something that they felt. Some of it came from you. That's what they felt, that you were being very tricky. You might have had trickster behavior, but it also talks about this person being in this way, acting in this way. It does talk about a lot of how in this connection there is this understanding that whoever is in charge has the upper hand in this connection. The problem here is there was a little bit of manipulation. There was also a little bit of secrecy and trickster behavior. We also have a problem in this connection where there was a desire and an understanding that maybe this connection should have moved forward, but it didn't, because somebody here was a bit fearful of moving forward and expanding. So it seems here, Scorpio, that you were and you have been dealing with someone who unfortunately was thinking about themselves, and they were thinking about what's in it for me. What do I get out of this? Will this be good for me? Unfortunately, it does seem that you're dealing with someone that may have had this sort of an attitude. And when somebody has this sort of an attitude, it's very difficult to even be in a connection with someone that's mostly just thinking about themselves. So, like I said earlier, this is not a you problem. This is not you causing these problems. This is just the nature of the person that you were with. And of course, this is a general love reading. This particular part is not going to resonate for a whole lot of you because the type of information I'm seeing here is very different. It does show me that you have a desire to be in the connection, a desire to move forward. You wanted to be more honest and even have honesty in this connection. But this person had a constant blockage on that. And they even felt that some of the things that they wanted to do, they were not able to do. Sometimes this also talks about an external person who may have come into the connection between the both of you. And because it's magic, it literally could be like witchcraft or something like that. Like somebody might have done something to someone so that they are not with you. It happens. Recently I just did a few readings, and there's this couple, they're a married couple, but the gentleman now is having an affair. The reason why, it's because somebody actually who's different did black magic on the husband and wife as a couple. And so he became disinterested and makes her life hell. And he's going out, being tempted, ends up having an affair. Now, this is not always the case, that there's always negative energies, but it does happen. And I do see here that there may be some type of an external factor where somebody may have manipulated someone into doing something that they did not want to do, almost feeling controlled, right? So it could be that your person of interest was also being controlled by somebody else. It doesn't necessarily have to be like magic or something, or black magic. And by the way, there is such a thing on planet Earth. It happens all around the world. I have learned how to remove black magic, so when people see those results, they're happy. Been there, done that. Here we have, guys, the Beginner's Tarot. With the Beginner's Tarot deck, I like to have a look to see what it is that may come to fruition. This is any action, any plans, any intentions your person of interest may have towards you in the coming months. Look at that. External people. Yep. All right, so we have here the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune talks about how in this connection, your person of interest they have taken a step back. And they feel that fate fortune, destiny will somehow shine on them and smile on them, upon them, and they will get everything that they want in this connection. Now, this is a good thing because they have put their faith into the universe, wanting to see how things can come to them, when they can come to them, wanting to make things better. We also have here the Page of Cups. So with the Wheel of Fortune, I do see, sorry guys, they are not actually making the effort. They are just waiting. They're just waiting and seeing. Right after that, we have the Page of Cups. So with the Page of Cups, it does talk about how in this connection, there is this person that you're dealing with, and they're coming off as somebody who's very young, very vibrant, very youthful, maybe even immature or inexperienced in a way. So because we have this energy coming in, this is your person of interest wanting to be in your life, maybe even to apologize. They actually want a sense of forgiveness. The issue with the card is that this is not somebody who's coming to you that's very bold, although you do have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups here, I just want to compare the two. I know I still have two to go over. But the King of Cups here is the overall arching theme. This is somebody who does love you. They feel emotionally connected to you, and they find it difficult to let you go. Now, what's interesting is even though they may feel like this towards you, they cannot approach you like this because they feel that it might be too overwhelming for you. So what they do is they make this strategy. They're not going to act like a queen, not like a knight, but they're going to act like a page, somebody who's very young, shy, timid. It's literally because this is how they're feeling. They don't have the guts or the courage to reach out to you the way they once could have or would have back then. I do see this person reaching out to you, but then I also see them taking a step back. Why? The Hermit card. You remember you had wisdom earlier in the connection? Right here, we have wisdom. So with the Wisdom card, that comes after we have the Hermit mode. So your person of interest may have taken a step back. And this is also what they're going to be doing. And they're going to see, what do I do? Or why do I do it? Why was I like this in this connection? How can I make things better? How can I be better? So these are certain things that I've seen your person of interest here is thinking and feeling. Not only that, but from that, this person is forcing themselves into isolation. This is also why you have the Boundaries card. You had the Boundaries card earlier. There's a distance between the both of you. Why? This is the reason why. Because they have wanted to explore more about who they are. This talks about forcing oneself into isolation, forcing oneself into loneliness, contemplation, and almost judging themselves too, right? Trying to be a better person. And eventually what happens is what you have now with the Wisdom card. That distance and that gap between the both of you, it was able to allow this person to think about what this connection is all about. Why do they do the things that they do? How can they fix the connection? So this is really good because it does allow them to move forward and have that sort of wisdom behind them because they've been there, done that now. One of the issues I'm seeing here, Scorpio, is, like I said, those external people. So there's something going on here that despite all this person's effort or efforts that they may put in, I do see here with the Five of Wands, some arguments, disagreements, petty jealousy, conflicts. So this could be other people. Other people may be causing problems, arguments, fights. This could be gossip. This could be just spreading rumors just because they do not want to see the both of you together. And yet this person still has a lot of love for you. I can definitely tell you this. Yes, they do love you, and yes, they do want to reach out to you. However, you need to be careful with the external factors here, the other people that may be causing problems. So you will have to be careful of that because it could have an impact on this connection moving forward also. Because I see that here. Even though they may want to heal and know who they are, finally reach out to you, even if they want to reach out to you, there's still these individuals in the background that have an issue with this entire connection. All right, let's have a look. I have here Archangel answer cards. Just going to do a quick prayer. All right. I have here in the near future, followed by reconsider. These messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. Wow. It's really good. It's really good. This message, there's a lot of information in this particular message. So we have here, in the near future, there's going to be a situation where you are going to be able to, and you are willingly going to reconsider what it is that you're going to say, what it is that you're going to do. You're going to reconsider how you view this entire situation. They're saying here, there is no need to worry. Even if you are worried, it's very important that you take a step back and know that everything has a process, and this situation is going to come through as well. Why? Because there is something better. There's something better. There's two things here. There's something better than the situation that you are in with this person. And number two is there's someone better than this person that you know. Even if there is love, there's a whole lot of energy that's external. And it could be that it might not work out for some of you because this person may be influenced, even if they don't know that they are, but other people may have a say in the matter. And so that causes problems. Remember, you did have beliefs in the beginning. So beliefs talks about society, how they think about you and your connection. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be an organization that one works for, and they dictate the rules. Are you supposed to be dating? Are you not allowed to date? So I do see here either something is going to get better in this connection, or someone better is going to come into your life. We also have here big, happy changes. So this is really good. It does talk about changes. They're going to be big, and you are going to be happy about it. Then we have forgiveness. Something has happened in this connection where somebody has been really hurt emotionally. And like we had the Page of Cups, somebody here is going to ask for forgiveness. Now, it's totally up to you. If you want to let this go, if you want to forgive, that's totally up to you. The recommendation is to forgive. The reason why I recommend forgiving, and it really depends on what it is, right? If it's very, very like a heinous sort of behavior or act, then obviously it's beyond a connection. You don't even want to be near that person. But this is for the majority of you, kind of everyday sort of problems that we have in relationships. Think of it as a negative energy bubble that orbits around you, this grudge that you have, this anger that you have. And it really does bring us down because it weighs us down, the thought of it. Every time we think about it, then you think about the person, right? The situation, you have those memories. The best way to get rid of that and the best way to heal from that is to have compassion. Compassion. Knowing that you have compassion for the individual. Knowing that they have gone through a few things in their life too. And because they have gone through these things, they find it difficult to even think straight. So sometimes it's the other person's perspective, what they're going through. They wouldn't have done what they done if they hadn't known any better, right? They don't know any better. That's what I'm trying to say. And so therefore they act this way. For them, this is normal behavior. For you, it might not be, but for them, this is like how it's always been. So sometimes it's easier to have compassion and literally to feel sorry for the person that, wow, this person's really, they have no clue. It's almost like pity. You almost have pity, you almost have compassion for this person because you know, had they known better, they would have been better, right? But they didn't. Now, this is not applicable for all of you. Not everybody here is wanting to forgive this person. And if you are not, you shouldn't really even be watching these videos. At this point, if you are not interested in this individual, you need to move on. That is something that you need to do if you are not willing to even think about this connection anymore. Sometimes people just come to the videos to see what my person's thinking of, and then they leave comments and they say, oh, they can do this, they can do that. But the point is, if you hate them this much, why are you here, right? There's obviously a reason why you're here. You're still connected. So let's not deny that, and let's try to heal from that. This is why sometimes we need compassion. And sometimes if you cannot forgive this person, it is the best thing to do. Move on from this individual. Here we also have, the situation will improve. This is huge. The fact that this has come up does mean, one sentence, the situation will improve. This is perfect for you. I'm very happy to see this. Some of you have been struggling a lot and you've tried to be very patient with this person, but wow, it's taken a while. And oh my goodness, the amount of times this person has blocked you, in the sense that they've had those boundaries up, they had that wisdom, they had the hermit mode. So this shows me that they have sometimes, I hope they're not on and off, but they may have taken some time out for themselves, and you might have just wondered, like, why are they ignoring me? It's simply because they don't really know how to move forward as each step progresses. So it's like step 1, and then they feel like they've passed step 1, and then they close the door, and then they open the door again at some point. Step 2, okay, let's close the door again. Okay. Step 3, open, and then close again. So I do see this person kind of doing that, but the only reason they're doing that is not to upset you. It's because they themselves are dealing with their own issues, and also what it seems here is like other external people and belief-related issues. For some of you, it says here, choose a new direction. What I'm seeing is 2 groups here, okay? Some of you in the near future, it's important for you to reconsider what it is that you're going to say and do, because there's no need to worry. There's something better that's going to come into your life. There's going to be big, happy changes. Do forgive in your heart. The situation will improve by you choosing a new direction. So by you choosing a new direction, this talks about you taking a different approach, using a different method, thinking about things slightly differently than how you thought of them before when it comes to relationships. The road may be different, but the destination is the same. So your method of approach might need to change. Your method may need to change if you want a different result. If you keep using the same method, your result was going to be the same, right? So try something a little different when it comes to this connection. Like I said earlier, some of you are going to stay in this connection with this person and things are going to improve. Some of you are actually going to leave this person and you're going to pursue just anything, but that something is going to come to you. So there's someone actually here that's going to come to you in the coming future. I do see that here. You have that. By choosing a new direction. You remember you had the crossroads, right? And that's pretty interesting. You had the crossroads earlier. I hate my throat. I hate everything right now. I don't like it. I feel so sick. I shouldn't use the word hate. You guys see this here? This is the crossroads card, right? Crossroads talks about the direction. This was the first card that we had in the first set. And here we have choose a new direction. So literally, the crossroads that this person is at, that road might be something completely different. What they're telling you here is for you not to even be aligned on this path. It's for you to find another path. And most likely, something better is going to come, because I do see that here. All right, guys. I'm done. Thank you so much for tuning in. for being patient with the issue that I have right now. I think it also might be bronchitis. I will make a trip to my walk-in clinic. Yes, have to do that now. The season's changing here. I'm in Toronto. You guys know what the weather's like in Canada. It gets pretty cold. It's starting to get cold now. All right. Thank you, Scorpio, for your patience. And I appreciate the feedback that you guys give. Please let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated with you. It did seem like a very particular and very specific sort of reading. So I do think not all of you are going to be resonating. That never even happens. In the first place, it doesn't happen. But the majority of it might be. We have a situation here where beliefs are an issue. There's other people involved. Your person of interest has given you this sort of distance, and you wonder, like, why have they kept so distant from me? I have another channel on YouTube. It's called Asnointia Audio. The link is below. Please have a look at that as well. There are videos related to relationship-related advice. There's a whole playlist on past life and spiritual connections, which is what this connection is also. And I also have one video there on negative energies. What and who are negative energies? All right, you all take care. Stay safe. I will see you guys again, and hopefully next reading I will feel better. Thank you.